hold up.
The book begins as Odysseus ends his recount of his exile by the gods. His story hushes the Phaeacians into dead silence until King Alcinous is able to break it. He then instructs his citizens to go home and to go to bed. On the next day, they will bring gifts and treasures and have a feast for Odysseus' departure to Ithaca. King Alcinous has the gifts placed under the benches so that they won't bother the crew. Odysseus waits impatiently for the sun to set during the feast so he could finally take his leave. At last, Odysseus wishes good wishes upon the king, queen, and kingdom, and is given a rug and sheets so that he could sleep during the passage. The Phaeacians reach Ithaca and dock the boat in a haven named for Odessey, the old sea god of the deep. They lay sleeping Odysseus onto the beach and stack his treasures nicely near an olive tree, in case someone tried to take them. But as they on Olympus, Poseidon was furious. He complained to Zeus that he never meant to stop Odysseus' journey, only slow it. But the Phaeacians have just gone to their boats and sped Odysseus straight home. Zeus agrees with him, so Poseidon planned to turn the Phaeacian ship into a rock as it sailed into the port, and pile a huge mountain about the port as well. Once the Phaeacians see this, they go into a mad frenzy. King Alcinous remembers the prophecy of Poseidon turning one of their homeward-bound ships into a rock because they gave shipwrights and escorts to anyone never thought about the task. So they sacrificed 10 bulls and prayed for forgiveness. At the same moment, Odysseus awakens and can't tell where he has landed. He then becomes furious with the Phaeacians, having felt cheated, until he meets a small shepherd boy. Odysseus asks where he has landed and the boy tells him Ithaca. Odysseus is content, but then he tells the boy a cunning twisted story of how he came to be on Ithaca. As he finishes, the boy breaks into a smile and transforms into Pallas Athena. Athena then talks about how they're the most cunning and intelligent among the gods and mortals. She also recalls the times when she has aided Odysseus, but he talks about when he never saw her after King Priam's city. Then Odysseus starts to question Athena on if he has truly returned home. Athena reassures him by lifting the mist. She also hides Odysseus' treasure in the nearby Naiad cave. Next, they go to the olive tree to create a plan to plot against the suitors. Athena then turns Odysseus into an old beggar as a disguise and tells him to meet with his loyal swineherd while she goes to retrieve Telemachus from Sparta, and they go their separate ways. The main characters are Pallas Athena, Poseidon Earthshaker, Storming Zeus, King of the Dark Cloud, Father, Phaeacians, Lords of the Long Oars, the Master Mariners, Shrewd Odysseus, and King Alcinous. The main events are Odysseus ends his tale and Alcinous gives his gifts and treasures to him, 286 to 289. Odysseus sails for Ithaca, 289. The Phaeacians and Odysseus land on Ithaca, placing sleeping Odysseus and his treasures on the beach, 290. Poseidon complains to Zeus about the Phaeacians helping Odysseus, 290 to 291. Poseidon turns the Phaeacian ship into a rock and piles a huge mountain about their port. The Phaeacians pray to Poseidon to forgive them, 292. Odysseus awakens and meets Athena, who is disguised as a shepherd boy with a spear, 292 to 293. Athena lifts the mist that was shrouding Ithaca, showing Odysseus that he is home, and hides his treasure in the Naiad cave, 298. Athena and Odysseus head to the olive tree and plot against the suitors, 299 to 300. Athena changes Odysseus into an old beggar, 300. The first theme is a theme of hospitality and friendship. An example is on page 286 to 289 when King Alcinous allows Odysseus into his palace and has a feast in his name. Then King Alcinous instructs his citizens to go to bed and lavish Odysseus with gifts and treasures the next day for his departure. The king also holds another feast for Odysseus' departure and home and provides Odysseus with a ship and crew to sail home. The second theme is the theme of suspicion and caution. An example is on page 296 to 297 when Odysseus meets Athena and she reveals herself. She then tells Odysseus of how she has been helping him. He then tells her about how it's hard for a mortal man to recognize her and tells her of the times when he didn't see her around. Then Odysseus goes back to questioning Athena, whether he has actually arrived home. Epic and stylistic conventions. Divine machinery and intervention. An example is on page 291 and 292 when Poseidon punished the Phaeacians for aiding Odysseus in his passage home by turning the ship into a rock and piling a huge mountain in their port. Another example is on page 298 and 300 when Athena takes away the mist that was covering Ithaca and changes Odysseus into an old beggar. Examples of epithets that were used were Pallas Athena, page 292, and Shrewd Odysseus, 300. Two-part division. An example is when Odysseus and Athena plot to kill the suitors and then do so later on in the book. Some medicinal information is Pallas Athena was a title given to Athena because she accidentally killed Pallas, daughter of Triton, son of Poseidon, in a mock war game and took Pallas' name in her honor. Pallas also means virgin or maiden, which suited Athena since she was one of the three virgin goddesses on Olympus.